Okay, so let's launch into the Zehu. Keitz Som Lachoshech. The Chiddush is, and you teach here in Keitz Som Lachoshech, and that is before the Maimer. Okay, let's make it like this. Before the Maimer, Keitz Som Lachoshech is like this. Choshech, Mitzius, Yeshes, ego, has a place relative to all levels of Eir post-Tzimtzum. Clear? Because post-Tzimtzum is already Gvul, bigger Gvul, much bigger Gvul, but still Gvul. And if you're talking Gvul, then another Gvul has some relative value. And as we said yesterday, can even eclipse the bigger Gvul. So the Eir, in other words, the Eibush is creator. That's what we explained yesterday. Post Tzimtzum, God is creator. Creator produces creation. That's what a creator is. So the creation that he produces is be'erech to him. It's a piece of him, actually, on some level. And therefore, the piece of art can sometimes become more valuable than the artist. Don't forget the artist. We're interested in the art, the gold and silver. But Lagabe Bligvul, obviously relative to Bligvul, nothing has any significance. So the simple taish before we learned the Maimir is Keitz Som Lachoshech, that Gvul Yeshes is going to come to an end. Why? Because there'll be the Giloy of Eira Bligvul, Eila Kol B'moyer, the Eibishter himself. Three ways of saying the same thing for our purposes. And the face of God himself beyond creator, creation is mamish bottom. A huge problem. That means that gila has nothing to do with us. The creation will remain, but the revelation totally over our heads. Nothing, not it overwhelm us, silence us, but not have to do with us. Again, the marshal is the person listening to Einstein. He's not saying anything. He's a Shemtzach to say anything. But what Einstein said and taught about reality in physics, it's a good example because he's trying to explain reality scientifically. He has absolutely no clue. So he's in that lecture, he is gone, it comes out with nothing other than, you know nothing. But you have absolutely no relationship to what truth is. Absolutely nothing. That's not the kavanah. The kavanah is dida b'tachtainim. The kavanah is a relationship, not your silence. So what's achieved? That's the shail of the mind. Keitz Som Lachoshech, end of Metzias. End of the Metzias. Why? Because you're not in the picture. You're silent. Yeah, there's no war, there's no yeshes, there's no nothing. Why? Because again, give up, total surrender. Total surrender to the Eibishter, but no relationship with God, not absorbed internally. How could it be? I'm Gvul and the Eibishter is Bli Gvul and Gemar. The Chiddush of the Maimir is a new teaching, Keitz Som Lachoshech, or a new level. If you can grasp what I'm saying now, then we learn it, it'll be clear. Keitz Som Lachoshech, first teaching is at the end. The end of Choshech will come because then, and only then, will be revealed the Eira Bli Gvul, and that'll be the end of Choshech. But the problem with that is out of the picture. That's no relationship. Are we clear on the problem? We have to be clear on the problem, yeah? And that's not the kavanah. Again, the kavanah is adira, and adira is a relationship. Not, again, God doesn't want our silence. He wants our voice. We'll have no voice in the face of Bli Gvul. Therefore, the taich of the Maimir is Keitz Som Lachoshech, that the Eibishter factors at the very outset into creation, that we have a shayches to God beyond creator. That's why he began with the Lifnei Atzimtzum, just begin Atzmos, Mo'er, Gvul, finished. Tzimtzum, just do it that way. Why the whole process of the Ein Sof, and then because it's carried through, which means We put it in simple English. I'm a Gill student. Let's understand, what are you saying? It means that the world seeks God, not just creator. There's a deep search and angst until that's found, for not just living a harmonious, beautiful life in harmony with nature / creator. Lama speak. The world is restless, and we are the address of the solution, because the Yid is rooted there, and we're the ones that have to bring it about, and the world will then bask in it. But what is it the world seeks? Atzmos, the Eibusht himself beyond creator, because his very presence through his oir and revelation, he factored into the very fabric of creation. And therefore, when the oir ablikvol, the Eibusht himself is revealed, it will not overwhelm us. That's our truth, our truth. That's part of how we came into being directly. It's part, again, the fabric, the DNA, as it were, of creation is the oir hakol b'moir. And therefore will not overwhelm creation. And God will have our voice. Not silence, but a great orchestra. There's a word that starts with a C. They use it, but not good. They use it describing a big shalach manas with a container with all kinds of things in it. That's the word, huh? Cornucopia. I think that's what it means. It means something that contains many things, no? Yeah. I'm assuming. But in a harmonious way. It's great for a professor here. No. You once in the business. You once sold it. I'm in it, yeah. Okay. I think the word fits it, maybe not. Those listening will let me know. Yimio, where are you? Is it fit? Is the right word or not?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. All right.
Concoction.
Not outside, huh? So
concoction, but it's not.
No, no,
not
no.
it. No.
A kolponim. So that's the point of the Maimon. Now the word, I tell you, it's a deceptive. It's very difficult the way it's written. Keitz. So let's learn it together. You'll see where the pitfall. You maybe have a pencil as you learn it, not to make a mistake, because it can get derailed learning the Maimon here. So let's begin. Chiddush of the Maimon here. There's nothing that Rebbe Rashab's Maimon upon which this is based. Shepiddush Tevas Keitz b'pasuk zeh. Here, the word Keitz usually it means at the end. Something's going to be imposed at the end. Here, the imposition, as it were, is at the beginning. Hugam Keitz ugvul reishisoi. The Eibush is putting in end. Now, fast forward what the Maimon is going to say now. The Eibush is putting an end to Choshech at the beginning. Not that Choshech will be, not that the world will be silenced, but the world will be suffused with the Eir HaBlikvol. That's the end. A different end. It's also a different end. There's two chidushim here. What's the end result? What's the ketz? Not silence, overwhelmed, but engaged. And then the other chiddush is some. Where is he placing that? Lachoshech, not the Kam of Mashiach comes at the end. It's all along part of creation. There's a gewaltige chiddush of this mind. In both words, ketz and insha. What the ketz is and where it's placed. If you can answer that, you got it. Honed in on the two chidushim of this os. A, not merely at the end, and some, what is placed? That's this. What has God invested in creation? The knowledge of his true being, of beyond creator. He invested that in the underpinnings of creation. The creation will seek it and will not be fulfilled as creation until it's completely one with him beyond creator. And the world will be restless until it achieves that. And obviously, the Yid is the one that makes it happen for the all of creation. Now let's see it inside the mind, inside the eyes. Haino, Shinyan Lachoshech, so Choshech, which means Metzius, Yeshes, Yesh Leinisinus Mokim. Where does it have a place where it can even eclipse? That's post Simtzum. There, Choshech has no place. No place in the Sinus Mokim. But here's where the pitfall is. But it has a place in its own world. It's just no connection to the oil. Choshech has no shayches with the etzim oil. So it remains outside the picture. So when the pasuk says, Keitz lachoshech, he places an end. He just said that the oil post Simtzum, it has a place forever. It always has a mitzias. So God's going to put an end to that. Which means, in brackets, you've got to put an end to it. Even then, they're going to put these words in. When it's going to be revealed, the Eira Blikvul, as the Maimon is going to say, we've got to still put a real end to the Choshech, because otherwise he's out of it. He exists outside the picture. To engage the Choshech. It just silences the Choshech. Finish, silence forever. But the Chavon of Dir B'Tachtonim is a relationship. It's not a relationship. Choshech means me and you. Choshech is Mitzias, creation. So we're silenced, like the marshal of the person at the lecture, totally beyond it. There's nothing to say ever again on the subject of physics. I'm embarrassed to say anything. But does he understand anything about the nature of the world? Zero. What Einstein said. That's clear that much. Yes. So God's going to put an end to Metzias. In brackets. Why is it going to begin? Because God will kind of impose this. Himself doesn't have it. Now here's where it gets tricky. The Choshech doesn't have an end, Lagabi the Eira Gvul, for sure. But that's in the Eira Gvul. There's no Sinus Malkim in the Eira Gvul. There's in the Sinus Malkim in the Eira Gvul. There's something to say there, as it were. Bigger Gvul, smaller Gvul, and also something. So there's be an end to that. Why? So why will there be silence? The God with the Eira Gvul, he'll always have an opinion, as it were. But so then it's going to be revealed what that Abligvul, but there that he doesn't have a place is not because he is engaged, but rather if he's get, but if the Eira, so mitzad the Eira Gvul, he has an opinion. Mitzad the Eira Bligvul, he has no opinion. But no opinion means you're outside. You're not shaykhs to the whole Indian. If God would not, if the Eibishter would not invest in creation himself beyond creator, and it would be only, creation would only have a shaykhs to the Eir Acharat Tzimtzum. That's what he's saying here. Let's add this in. Add this. This is all before Keitz Lachoshech. Beginning, it doesn't have an end. Why? Because he has a shaykhs to the Eira Gvul. This is before the Chiddush of Psalm David invested his Bligvul in creation. This is mitzad Geder Ha'olam. Mitzad God, in other words, mitzad God as creator, the creation is valuable as Metzias. So what would come out therefore? So the end, when it's going to be an end to Metzias, if it's not going to be factor lechatchila, it only comes at the end as an imposition, as a big chiddush. It won't be a relationship; it will just be silenced. Therefore, the big chiddush. Ketzam lachoshech Keitz beroishe, God put an end to Choshech, a real pnimisdike end at the beginning of the emergence of creation. How? By factoring into creation, carrying the Oir carries, the Oir post Tzimtzum carried the truth of Lifnei HaTzimtzum, of the Eibush to beyond creator. Keitz beroishe is the Chiddush, huh? Huh? Explain your question.
Saying now it's placed, so that
Binisgala.
now that true that's already there.
Well, Binisgala, that's going to be the Chiddush. That's the Rebbe says the Golus between Geula and Goyla is the Aleph. Revealed.
Saying the R. This Keitz.
Let me finish. Let me finish. What? Yeah.
Saying that the Chiddush is that the Choshech that was the Rosh, right?
The creation is the very outset.
That's going to be revealed.
Already invested in that Choshech is the Eira Kol B'Moed, the Eibush to beyond creator. He didn't just create. He could have, as you said in his test, the Eibush to assume the role of creator and create. Gaman? No. In his assumption of the role of creator, he allowed for that we should know that that's not who he is. Creation should know that's not who he is. He's beyond creator. And the beyond creator, God is present in the God of creation. That means creation doesn't need it to be a creation. It needs it for the kavon of dir b'tachtonim. You hear what I just said now?
That's already in there. At the beginning, as you just said.
That's the big chiddush of Keitz, Som, Lachoshech.
So in the end, the actual end, what is just turning on the switch? Now we see that truth.
Not turning on, through our avodah to the mitzvahs and Mesiras Nefesh, particularly, we have revealed that truth. That's an enormous task. It's taken thousands of years. So let me finish the ice, and I want you to tell me the chidushim with Keitz and Som. No, in the end when I finish. You want answering it now? I just want to end the ice, and then you'll tell me. For the Keitz Som Lachoshech, he placed there. Where's the there? Listen, the there. The there is in the Oir Achar HaTzimtzum. God is creator. He carried through in his role of creator and a real pnimisdike end to the Choshech, so that the doctor, the Metzias, will know that he's beyond creator. And that's factored into creation from the very outset. Keitz beroishe, what's he placing? As God beyond creator, it's not necessary for him to have done that to produce creation. Creation needs a creator, doesn't need beyond creator. But he invested his absolute beyond creator truth in creation. Why? The beyond creator, there's no place at all for anything other than the Eibishter. That truth, he is shaykh la'olam. The world should embrace that truth. And therefore, since it's factored in the very beginning, the outset of creation, Keitz Som Lachoshech, at the very beginning, the Oir post Tzimtzum carries the truth of Lifnei HaTzimtzum. They are kol b'moed. All these words I'm saying. Yes, good. Therefore, what's going to be the end? There's not going to be a bittul of silence, but rather hear your voice, and your voice will reflect the truth of Ein, Admo, Vade, not just as a creator. And I'm also something. But he's the only reality, and who will say that? Creation will say that. But Pnimius. Clear? The Rebbe spells it out for us. Even though the bittul that's going to be then is in the face of what? And you would think, therefore, that would induce just complete silence. And the world can't be a keli for that, obviously, because the world is gvul. Mekamokim yirim keli gam la'erizeh. Gam la'erizeh. To be the gili of malak alalmin. Soiviv. This is ben besoiviv. From Klali. From Klali, this is soiviv kalal. Yesh l'chalek. What? Yeah, that's begeder. So it's atzmus. Okay. Irakol b'moed is atzmus. Is the gilui of atzmus. Correct. The world will be a keli even for this, right? And that's the kavana. Why? Because that's what he wants. Tushlam kavana that did a betachtonim because he wants a relationship with us betachtonim here in this world. A home is about nurturing the relationships. It's about sharing each other with each other. That's not what you do when you get outside of your house. You're not sharing yourself with the world. The minute you're out of your dinner, you're engaged in some objective that you've got to gain. You've got to daven, you've got to learn, make a lot of money, teach achrayas. And the home at the end of the day, the pnimius of the home is not a place of your achrayas, of things you got to do, goals, things to be done. It's not part of your to-do list at home. It's a place you share yourself with your soulmates and your children. That's what it means. That's what Eibishter wants, to share himself with us, not silence us. Talk to me. And who's the me? Not me as creator. Me is I am. Truth of I am. So how does this happen? Because Keitz Lachoshech. Because the beginning of creation, part of who you are, is the truth of who you are. You're not merely a created being. But there's different words now. You're not merely a created being. That points to a creator. You come into being because Atzmo, the Eibishter decided for Dir B'Tachtonim, and therefore a creator, therefore. Doesn't start with the creator. And that's the truth of creation. And creation will never be at peace with itself until Atzmos, the Eibishter, is revealed directly. It will not be enough to be in harmony with the universal creator. That will not do it. It's seductive. It's the commune. It's communism really, and communism seeks that. This kind of cannot work. Because at the end of the day, why cannot it work? Why can't it work? Because it's not the kavan of the whole bria, so this can't work. Can't work. It's not enough. You live together harmoniously, and it's a shame. Can't work. Because the real kavanah here is dir b'tachtonim, and you count in a relationship, and therefore this whole obliterating differences. Dir b'tachtonim means yes, differences. To obliterate differences, it just sounds good externally, but at the end it runs counter to the deepest. But I'm unique, and for the Eibishter you are. That's dir b'tachtonim. Okay, I'm going further with this, and I'm not elaborating. If you get it, it's good. It's not so to get the mind, but let's finish the final words. Even on the one hand, there's going to be the Oir Chodesh Al Tziyin Toir. We don't say that. The whole world says that. And where? Shachar is at the end of...
Before Shema.
Oh, before Shema, then Yitzem Ma'iris. Is that where they say it? No, Ma'iriv. Ma'iriv before Krishma. What's that Oir Chodesh? That's the Oir Lifnat Zimt. So that would just dissolve us into silence. No. The world would be a keli, and that's what the Eibishter wants, is a dira, a relationship that the tachton within his world, his voice, his heart, his mind, his physical senses, again, beyond creator, the Eibishter himself.
Hour 45.
Huh?
You want to go on? You want to touch on hour 45?
Okay, let's try it. We did hour 44. 45. Apize yumtak loshen hamedrash. One the sweet, it becomes sweet, very meduyik. The words of the medrash betchilas hamaymer. That's going to be different to the chiddush of the pasuk Keitz som Lachoshech. The medrash says zman nosan lo'olam kama shonim yaseh ba'afela. God put an end to the world. How many years it will, grope in darkness? Now, what's the diak here? So what that is saying is pre-Maimer. Because the time will come, there'll be a gilui of bligvul, and the world will no longer what? Be in darkness. It doesn't say, it's not that God placed a limit to the darkness, it's a limit to how long the world is going to suffer with the darkness. Because in the Lashon HaMedrash, it's just bringing out, and then there'll be the Eira Bligvul. But our Lashon HaKosev, our pasuk says, Keitz som Lachoshech. The end is not that the world will no longer suffer because there's going to be a Eira Bligvul revealed. It's the Choshech itself. The darkness itself, the metzius of the world itself, will not endure forever, not overwhelmed. It itself, mitzad the Welt, because it itself, as a keli, as the Maimon is saying, to the Eira Bligvul. Kvetch here is that the Keitz is shayach also mitzad the Olam. But you see the difference? When you say Zman Nosan Le'elam Kama Shonim Yeh Ba'afela, so God gave, so the world, this is how long you're going to have to endure in darkness. Why? Give us a set time. We're not addressing the afela component. We're saying the world. You won't have to contend with Metzias because the end is going to be Eira Bligvul. The problem with that is you're out of the picture. Ois Metzias. The chiddush is Keitz som Lachoshech. That this is factored into the world itself. As the Maimon explained. Okay. Let's have a look at it's on the paper in front of you. The summary, and then tomorrow on the Ledoidi. Even though we can spend a long time on the summary, we could spend, and there's 18 shurim on this.
So I guess no sheet, no. Okay. I'm just asking from the peanut gallery.
What? I get a reduction in salary.
I said from the peanut gallery.
Oh, see, my mind is thinking. I thought you said a reduction in salary. But you're not living up to my task. It's shoyes aruchis. It's a 2-3 hour job. Maybe.
How many people are this year today
Sitting
in the house?
At this table, Kendahara is sitting 5 Eden, 6 Eden, myself 7.
Okay, good. And on the shear, you have here another 6. That's 5. That's 12 people.
I talking for 12 Eden. You're not gonna. There's also another.
And there's another 5 or 6 who weren't here today.
And there's also people. There's people listen on YouTube. People listen on YouTube, but I don't know. It's a bigger number.
So do the calculations.
Moishe says I'm going out of town next week, and it's a 3-hour flight. So I can't ride on the plane because I can lay it out maybe. I'd like to do it for myself as a selfishly to write it out in a chart, but okay, all right. You put the bee in the bonnet. All right, let's have a look at the summary. Hachiddush b'Keitz som Lachoshech hu What's the chiddush of the pasuk? Shela achrei Keitz. After Mashiach comes, la yeh shaykh klal yin Lachoshech. Not that it's simply dismissed, but not shaykh. Why is that? It's first positing not like the compared to the light of a candle, but the light of the sun that no one could extinguish. Which will be in the future. That's the first general observation. There's going to be the revelation of it, Abligvul. That's going to be eternal. The problem with that is at the end of the Maimon, it's wonderful, but we're out of the picture. So the whole Maimon was the answer. The heart of the Maimon is these three madregas. Here's the heart of the Maimon. The three madregas. But here, this, I hope he says it here. But since this is an important part of the Maimon, find it. Since at the end of the day, even the simplest agenda of it's me'ena mo'er, it carries through all of the dargas before, which is what he says at the end of the Maimon. Remember the moshel of the picture. First, there's a picture that says there's something over there. The second level of the picture evokes a sense of that place. And the third level of the picture says, I've got to be there. He's saying that even the first level, Asadon, the Eibishter, already carried in that is the desire and the truth and the emes to be called, but that's a big chiddush in the Maimon. It's simple truth to know there's a God, call him creator, call him whatever you want. Already there is already in that truth, carried latently in that truth is the absolute truth and the end result, which we will work towards. Let's continue. Gimel Madreges, the Bittul O'er, there's three levels. I just defined them now. Aleph Mitzad Atzim, the first level, it's like the picture, like the source, but completely separate. The picture's over there. Or to use the example of the Mai, I'm looking at the mountain is there, I'm seeing the mountain in my head. The actual mountain, the actual lagoon in Hawaii, as I was giving the mashal, it's not Megal the Mahos, the Mitzvah, da Zam Yazach. In other words, it's not an Eibishter. That's it. That doesn't change my life yet. And that's Be'er HaMislabish B'Kelim. It's the first level. B'Sviris, that's Binah. Second darg is based on nirgish by Mekoida. It's not only that there is an Eibishter, but you feel it. It's looking at the picture and you're getting a sense. You can smell the ocean and the fresh water. So here, you're actually feeling the origin of all, the source of it all. And what's that? That's the third level of Eir. I'm not going to repeat this whole bit over here. It's beyond, but together. And what's that? That's Chachma. We explained why Chachma is that. Chachma is, you have the answer to the solution, but you have no ideas for it. But you have the answer. But you can't say anything about it yet. It's together Slapshus, but not in the Slapshus. Gimel, and then the Eir is Mitzateva, Rotzva, Aliyah. But the picture says, what does the picture say? Gewalt, you're looking at this picture now with the beast. That's the Mitzias. The picture is calling. Don't, this is not it. I'm just a facsimile. The desire to be connected there places you there. And that's that's the third level of Eir, which is the Etzem Eir, if you like, and B'Svirit that's Keser. Gimel in Yonim Eile B'Avedas Adam, what's in Aveda? There's two levels. Number one is Abitul Dasoga, you said as Alamuna. There is a Munah in Seichel. So his bittul, his nimshach b'mitzias, his bittul to God is drawn into his mitzias. He understands. Bittul amunin is pure amunah. Bittul shalamayim mitzias, but I feel, I believe. Avabah mitzad hergish, I sense God. And then there's Mesiras Nefesh, no I at all. Bittul Mesiras Nefesh, shalamayim mitzias, the gambit, that's the third level. It's keser. That's the third level of erakol b'moed. He's not even aware he has Mesiras Nefesh. He doesn't think, I'm a Mesiras Nefesh yet. So that Eibishter and Ter Mitzvahs, he doesn't. That's it. Whatever the consequences be as they are, he's not a martyr, he's not sacrificing. That's true Mesiras Nefesh. That's what he means here. But he wakes up in the morning, a decision, can have Mesiras Nefesh today. Complete bittles, the Eibishter and his will. So the Rotzi, the first two levels, engender, this is a whole part of the Maimer. We have to stop here, okay? Because it's Rosh Chodesh, we've got to daven. Okay, so we'll finish the summary tomorrow in Saturday. I don't want to rush this last part either.